Today I have 3 oracle decks. We are selecting our word of the year for 2026. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Emily Rose and you will typically see me on here talking about Lenormand, but today is a little bit different. This is a video I have done for several years now, and I've been getting DMs and comments to please make another one of these videos because the word of the year video guides folks throughout the year. And this is also for myself. The word of the year that I select for myself guides me each and every year. And wow, is it transformative and so helpful to just have a focus to fall back on throughout the year. If you've been sending me those requests for this video, thank you for letting me know what it is that you are looking for and that you want. I am so curious, especially if you chose a word last year, how that word resonated for you down below in the comments. Before you make your selection, I just want to give a shout out to these decks and their creators. First deck we have here is the Work Your Light Oracle cards, and this is by Rebecca Campbell. We have the Modern Nirvana Oracle, and this is by various folks. We have the New Orleans Oracle, and this is by Fatima Mboj. You can check down below in the description. I do have a link to purchase these through my bookshop.org link. I do receive a small portion of the proceeds that come from that purchase. So if you want to support this channel, that is a fabulous way to do it. How this video works is you're going to be making 2 selections. First, you're going to select one of these decks, and then you are going to select a card within the deck of your choice. Now you can choose 1, 2, or 3 of these decks. Maybe you have various words you're going to be using. There are no rules here. You can do whatever you want to do. But most of us will probably just be attracted to one deck and one card. If you check below, I've included timestamps so you can jump to the deck that you selected and you can see the cards there. When you're ready, I'd like you to take a deep breath, let it out, and take a look at the 3 decks that are in front of us. Feel free to choose 1 or 2, or maybe all 3 are calling to you today. But just pay attention to the deck or decks that are pulling your focus toward them. Will you choose deck 1, deck 2, or deck 3? Go ahead and make your choice. Now you have another selection to make. Will you choose card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10? Feel free to take a deep breath and make your selection. If you chose card 1, then your word for 2026 is no, starting off with a bang. It's saying wait, postpone, pause, say no. Often when we are looking for guidance to make a decision, it can be frustrating not to move into clear and considered action. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is actually guidance in itself. We all go through times known as waiting periods. These times are crucial for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on our behalf. You don't need to be plowing forward all the time to move forward. The waiting is actually very productive, for when the time for movement comes, you will be ready to dive in. Use this time to regenerate and ponder what you truly want. Consider the options. If the options are not clear, don't fear, because this time is a gift. If you chose card 2, then your word for 2026 is play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. From the book, Stop Taking Life So Seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. You are being called to rest and play and learn to have more fun. If you chose card 3, then your word is awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. This card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of those creations into the world, or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. If you chose card 4, then your word is mirror. Who or what is triggering you? The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time, through our own projections. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often, it's an unconscious thing. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering in you and what they could be mirroring back to you. Could they be opportunities to heal something? Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? If you chose card 5, your word for the year is warrior woman, so words for the year. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? What are you being called to do or face that requires courage? If you weren't afraid, what would you do? Living a heart and soul led life is not all fluffy and smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul led life requires courage to triumph over fear. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in this light, then, as uncomfortable as it may feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track. If you chose card 6, then your word is dance. Do something to shift your vibration. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy, frequency, and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on music, dance unrestrained, and fall into the frequency of life. If you chose card 7, then your word for 2026 is priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? The priestess is a teacher and dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. If you chose card 8, then your word for 2026 is transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. You are in between, emerging, half risen, half falling. Keep doing the work. You are transforming. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world and within your cells. It's time to release old ways of being that have kept you in fight, flight, freeze mode. To choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. If you chose card 9, then your word is unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. It is time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release, ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from the trauma of lives past. Last but not least, if you chose card 10, then your word for 2026 is initiation, rite of passage. You're going somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is also through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. I am so curious what your word of 2026 is. Please feel free to put it down below in the comments. I'm also curious just what your experience is as you're sitting with this word. Is it surprise? Is it, oh, of course I knew this would be my word? I am just wondering how this is resonating for you. And if you want more cartomancy goodness, please be sure to like and subscribe. Now you have another selection to make here. If you chose the Modern Nirvana Oracle, will you choose card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10? Please feel free to take a moment and make your choice. If you chose card 1, then your word for 2026 is gratitude. This is also my card for 2026. From the book, this is a quote from Brother David Steindl Rast. We are never more than one grateful thought away from peace of heart. Your mantra for the year: I awake each morning with a grateful heart. I am happy, I am healthy, and I am ignited with life's sacred spark. If you chose card 2, then your word for 2026 is ecstasy. The quote from Patanjali: when you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bonds. If you have to do something, it is worth learning how to enjoy the very process of doing and being by meeting that experience with a blissful spirit. At times, the universe will accept counterfeit emotion for currency and will respond in kind. If you make the best of things you dislike, but have been called to follow through with, your relationship with them will change. Take note of these changes and where you can find value in the lessons of playing pretend or living in the space of playfulness, flow, and being in joy. Your mantra: I approach life with an open heart and remain open to my highest excitement and ecstatic experiences. If you selected card 3, then your word for 2026 is teachers. The quote from Khalil Gibran: I have learned silence from the talkative, toleration from the intolerant, and kindness from the unkind. Yet, strange, I am ungrateful to those teachers. Not all teachers have classrooms, and some of life's greatest lessons can come from friends, unexpected moments in time, synchronicities, people you may not agree with or like, and even perfect strangers on the street. Some of those lessons may emerge from the most uncomfortable situations. In fact, some of the absolute best lessons can come from those moments in time. And your mantra: I see a lesson in every reflection and honor all of the teachers in my life, good, bad, or indifferent. I appreciate the curriculum of my daily classroom in all of the cosmic insight. If you chose card 4, then your word for the year is abundance. A quote from Lao Tzu: simplicity, patience, compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures. Focus on all the incredible blessings of your life. Feel your heartbeat and your breath move. Do you have all of your senses? Do you have food on the table, a bed at night? Find the abundance in these little things. And your mantra: my life is abundant, and I am deeply appreciative of all my blessings. If you selected card 5, your word for 2026 is equanimity. A quote from Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche: if we allow our thoughts to arise and dissolve by themselves, they will pass through our mind as a bird flies through the sky without leaving a trace. When the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and awaited his enlightenment, he was faced with various degrees of temptation from the demon Mara, the lord of senses. Through each challenge, Buddha maintained equanimity, never wavering from his center. Your mantra: my spirit emanates with the presence of radiant equanimity. I am enlightened in my own Buddha nature, whatever the weather, temptation, or circumstances may be. If you selected card 6, then your word for 2026 is reflection. From Patanjali: for those who have an intense urge for spirit and wisdom, it sits near them, waiting. Everything you see, everything, is a reflection of your inner world, thoughts, and intentions. What if the ancient sages were right, and you could change your outer world simply by changing your inner world through self-reflection and clear intention? Your mantra: I reflect on clarity and am open to receive the answers I need. I am ready to accept the advice and embody the wisdom I receive. If you chose card 7, then you selected the Rose Phoenix. A quote from Basil King: be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. Today, you are stepping into spiritual completion. You have done the work to heal the past and are becoming more and more masterful with the managing of your emotions in the present. The future you that has all the answers and has already accomplished its mission for humanity is able to send you energy across time and space for you to be nourished and empowered. Like a rosebud, you have fully blossomed, and like a phoenix, you are rising from the past, flying fearlessly into an inspiring horizon. Your mantra for the year: I've merged with my highest timeline and completed an important phase of my healing path. I trust that all the work I've done on my spirit and mind is solidified and built to last. Beautiful as a rose, but protected by time's thorns. Where I once was lost, I am now fully reborn. If you chose card 8, then your word for 2026 is partnership. From Virgil: love conquers all. Let us too surrender to love. To be in partnership is to be in union, but it requires clear communication and patience. Be committed to being a better partner to yourself and to those around you, and watch your relationships blossom. Your mantra is: I commit to honesty, humility, and being the best partner I can be. If you chose card 9, then your word for 2026 is resolution. From Legend of 1985: you think you have won. What is light without dark? What are you without me? I am a part of you all. You can never defeat me. We are brothers eternal. I really see the shadow in this card, and also the veil coming down. Your mantra is: I invoke the power of my imagination as a tool for ultimate manifestation. I resolve contrast and contradiction with the understanding that duality is but an illusion of the interconnected nature of all conditions. I appreciate my shadow and embrace my light. I know that love is a greater emotion than fear and fright. Last but not least, if you selected card 10, then your word for 2026 is forgiveness. From Jonathan Lockwood, forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Forgiveness equals freedom and peace of mind. It comes from a place of valuing your own energy first and recognizing your own power to heal and to hurt. When you hold on to anger, resentment, sadness, and spite, it's as if you are holding on to heavy rocks. The person you feel this toward isn't also holding the rocks, only you are, but you can let go. Your mantra is, I love, I forgive, and I release all attachment to what was so that I may fully embrace what is. If you enjoyed this reading, please feel free to like and comment and let me know what you chose. I'm always so curious. I'm also curious how it resonates with you. What are you feeling? What are you sensing as you are sitting with this word or words? And also be sure to subscribe so you can get even more cartomancy goodness on the way. So now it's time to make another selection. Will you choose card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8? Feel free to take a moment to make your choice. If you chose card 1, then your word of the year is focus. From the Little White Book, if this card came up, it's because you must pay attention to where you allow your focus to fall within your thoughts. Being aware of where you put your energy mentally and emotionally will empower you to be able to create a more self-empowered journey. It is time to not only realize that you have a choice about where you focus your energy, but to also see how those thoughts are affecting your energy. If you chose card 2, your word of the year is peace. This was my word for 2025. From the book, there are many times throughout our human experience when we make snap decisions from a superficial level, not even knowing our true desires. This card has come up because your underlying desire at this time is for peace. There may be too many issues and thoughts swirling around in your life, keeping you from being at peace. Now is the time to ask yourself what changes are within your power to make that can create a deeper sense of peace. If you chose card 3, then you chose end of cycle. More than one word, I know. This is a depiction of Hurricane Katrina, which I know seems alarming, but this is from the book. You can expect that your comfort zones have or will be shaken up. The good news is that whatever your perception of change or loss is in the situation, there are fulfilled wishes on the horizon. Focus your energy on the things that you do have control over and move forward step by step instead of trying to create the entire plan in advance. If you chose card 4, your word for 2026 is dreams. From the book, now is the time to pay careful attention to your dreams. Keeping a dream journal, whether verbal or written, will help you recall your dreams. It will also help provide a frame of reference to decipher the messages and themes that your guides and higher self want to share with you at this time. If you chose card 5, then your words for 2026 are music healing. The universe is urging you to spend some time in a musical environment. Whether you create the music, dance to the music, or just listen to it, being in the musical energy will help attune your vibration to the flow of your highest good for the next steps of your life. If you chose card 6, then your word for 2026 is abundance. From the book, if this card has shown up in your reading, then you are on your way to manifesting a more abundant life through the practice of appreciation. Each day, take the time to list a few things you are thankful for and feel how your energy will shift into a more enjoyable way that will eventually lead you toward attracting more of what you desire in your life. If you selected card 7, then your words for the year are spiritual teaching. During this time, you will find clarity and guidance through being open to different types of spiritual teachings. It is not necessary to tie yourself down to just one teaching, but rather to go where your energy feels most led. After all, spirituality and connection are not things that can be summed up in just one book or practice for everyone. Take what resonates within you and creates a peace within while still being open to everything. If you selected card 8, then your word for the year is success. From the book, although you may have not yet reached your specific goal that you're after, there are many, many milestones, signs, and opportunities you've experienced that are proof you've been on the right track. By remembering to take a moment to appreciate and celebrate these large and small markers, the energy of gratitude and inspiration will eventually lead you to where you want to be, or it will help you realize that you may already be there and are ready for something new. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment what your word was, and subscribe so you can get even more cartomancy goodness.